This is great. We got a house band, the Lost Helen Coyotes, on the Morning Brew with friends. We also have Marissa Livingston, Miss New Mexico, stopping by here this morning. And Bernalillo County is here with a great food truck. And Brian Roybal is here from the Albuquerque Downs, all in the Morning Brew with friends. Come on over.
Into the disco scene.
All right, this is Tony from the Lost Helen Coyotes. You guys are going to be playing for us all morning, right?
Right.
This will be great. We love it when we have a house band here on the show.
We love being here.
This is great. Well, first things first this morning, we got a ton of headlines we got to go through. There's a lot of stuff going on, brought to us by our friends at Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. First things first, have you been following this APS thing and all the struggles with APS?
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, now it's getting the attention from economic developers,
Oh,
and they're saying the guys who are, their jobs are to recruit companies and to grow companies here. And they're now saying that because APS has struggles, they're having a harder time getting companies in, which makes a lot of sense.
Of course it makes sense. Right. Got to have some place to take your kids to get educated, right?
Right. And then a lot of the companies don't want to just send their kids to private schools. They want to be able to send them to public schools.
Exactly.
And then another more interesting business news today, the Blue Cross Blue Shield is dropping its all the coverage it's been doing on the insurance exchange, which is a big part of Obamacare. I don't know if you're where you guys are insured at the state of New Mexico, where your day job is, but this is the President Blue Cross here. They're saying that they lost $19 million last year because they just kept every patient and every person they take on, they put on the exchange is a money loser for them. So the bigger thing is that it limits now the exchange to just one carrier from New Mexico. No more competition there. Do you remember the old Jackalope in San Diego?
Yes, absolutely.
That was one of the coolest places to go, and I used to love to wander around all the giant sculptures and everything. It's sold. You know the
franchise sold?
It was a local chain.
Oh, okay.
And last year they went bankrupt. The company actually filed for bankruptcy. And this guy, we have a photo of him here. The guy on the left is Harpal Singh. He is the brand new owner of everything Jackalope. He's going to keep the company going. He already owns a business called a local decor business, and he's looking forward to basically bringing Jackalope back. He paid almost $5 million.
That's fantastic. There was a Jackalope out in Bernalillo as well that I think closed down a couple, 3 years ago, or maybe longer than that. So
It's
hopefully they'll bring that one back up as well.
Right. We'll see, because he bought the entire everything for almost $5 million.
Oh my goodness.
And so we'll see. I would love to see there are very few of those local iconic, almost touchstone businesses, and Jackalope was certainly one of those.
Right. So I remember them way back from the late 60s and early 70s.
Oh, man.
They've been around a while.
Yeah, and they were importing the craziest, coolest stuff back then. So hopefully the new guy can carry on that tradition, right?
Right.
And then there's a new thing. The mayor's calling it the I-Team. I don't know if they're better than the A-Team or not, but this is the new I-Team. And this is just cool. So the city of Albuquerque got a $1.2 million grant from the Bloomberg Foundation. And rather than putting it into infrastructure or anything else, the mayor said, I want people. And he hired these three folks to slot right into his office. And for his last 2 years of his term, they're going to be doing economic development, which I think is a pretty interesting use of $1.2 million.
Absolutely.
Hire 3 new people with it and turn them loose in the wild and see what they can do for 2 years.
Let's see what we can get for $1.2 million.
Right? And then, have you been following the Chinese stocks thing? How they're
kind of plummeting here lately.
Just a little bit, like lost only 40% of its market value in the last 2 weeks. Like nothing major. But one of the crazy things is the U.S. stock markets are having an amazing time with it. Yesterday was the 3rd highest gains on Wall Street in like 3 months because everybody's putting their money into U.S. stocks.
Good news for us.
Right? No doubt. No doubt. So we'll see if that trend continues. I don't wish anything bad on the Chinese markets, but it's kind of fun to see the U.S. markets rally.
Well, I'd say competition drives,
Right. And
more competition.
Right. And when you see these guys have struggles, hey, we'll take advantage of it. And
absolutely.
We'll take their money. And then have you been following the Holly Holm thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
I felt kind of bad. So I was looking at all the other fighters that she's training with at the Jackson Winklejohn gyms, and there's a whole bunch of them. Right here, this is John Dodson and he's going to be fighting Demetrius Johnson coming up. And then there's Carlos Condit, he's fighting Robbie Lawler. And then Don Serene is going to be fighting Rafael dos Anjos coming up, too.
Well, pardon me. I was going to say, we've never had a shortage of great fighters here in Albuquerque.
No, Johnny Tapia, Danny Romero,
exactly.
Holly Holm, the whole, going all the way back. You know,
Right.
we've had Bob Foster.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
there's
Yeah.
a ton of great fighters. It's
Great
the one international sport that, for whatever reason, we've been able to really succeed at.
Yeah.
I've never known why that is.
We got a bunch of toughies here in Albuquerque.
That might just be it. We grow up hard in here in New Mexico. We got to fight for them. That might be it.
It might be. Yeah, great fighters, and you know, this fight with Holly
And Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
It's on January 2nd.
Right. It's going to be a great fight. There has been a little bit of trash talk. In my opinion, I think that's the promoters trying to get people kind of fired up.
Right.
Because I think this is a great matchup, personally.
I think it will be.
And Holly's a great fighter, and wishing the best for her.
Right. I think we're all pulling for
Yeah,
her.
absolutely.
And I think we just got to remember, too, there's a bunch of other fighters from here, too, that are also
Right.
hitting that national stage, which is even better. I love it. And then, you know, I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing this white jacket.
I like that.
You know, in some languages, this would be blanc.
Blanc.
As in
right.
dîner and blanc. And so there's this interesting thing that's going on tonight, and this just sounds like a lot of fun. And I didn't get a chance to go last year, though it sounded like it was great. So what it is it started in France, and it's dinner in white. And so the idea is everybody shows up to a predetermined location, which hasn't even been announced yet. You buy your tickets. They're not cheap. You buy your tickets, and then they put you on a bus, and then they ship you off somewhere, and then you eat dinner. And everything is secret, so you don't know where you're going. And last year it was at the Balloon Museum, and I think there's a cool photo. We have one here somewhere of the Balloon Museum, but it's just a really fun event. So I'm looking forward to it tonight.
Great.
But the one thing you've got to remember is you can only wear white. So I had to put on the white jacket.
So is the menu also a surprise?
Yes.
Do you remember the freshman?
Yes.
Matthew? Well, be careful now. You don't know what you're going to get served. There might be something on the protected list.
You're right. You're right. Well, we got a couple of seconds. We'd love it if you would take us out here and tell.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd love it if
Okay.
you guys would play with us all morning.
We're going to do it.
A place built on parents' dreams. A place for education and growth. That adds meaning and value to a day. Where we believe that everyone can work. But more than just a place to live or play. Mandy's Farm. Grow with us.